friends. Today I am back out at another master plan community for you. I am at Radiance at Superstition Vistas. This is a D.R. Horton community out in Apache Junction. And I have to tell you, they got the amenities spot on. I'm going to be showing you those towards the end of the video. So do not leave, you're gonna wanna see those. It's probably one of my favorite communities as far as the amenities go. But we're gonna look at a couple of spec homes, otherwise known as quick move-in homes, as well as a model home. We're gonna drive up and down a couple of the streets and talk about what it's like to live in this area. So let's go ahead and jump in. Before we move on, let's put up a map real quick so you can see exactly where this community is located. So we are in Apache Junction, and years ago if you said Apache Junction, it was like you were going in the middle of nowhere. But there has been so much new construction going on over here in the East Valley. Just a few minutes away from here we have Blossom Rock, which is an enormous master plan community that just started phase 1. They're going to have, I think, at least 7 phases. And then Eastmark is another enormous master plan community that is just finishing up. These are 2 of the largest master plan communities that have gone in the East Valley. And then you have Radiance here that's kind of in the middle of the 2. So it's really an exciting area, lots of growth going on here. And so this may be the next spot for you. Today we are going to start by looking at a 2-story spec home. That means it's not fully decked out or staged like a model home. Don't go away if you are thinking you don't want a 2-story home, because this one has the master bedroom on the first floor plus an extra bedroom on the first floor. It's a really great floor plan, and we're going to be looking at 2 other homes today that are 1-story. So this one in particular is the Ozark floor plan. It is 2,487 square feet. You get 4 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms. It has a loft space, and this one is going to be priced right in the 540s. If there is a 2-story floor plan that could convince you that you should look for more than just a 1-story, I think this is the one. I know that I would be tempted because I actually really like this floor plan. I see a lot of advantages actually of having a couple of bedrooms upstairs. So you have your stairway right there. I'm just gonna kind of turn around, give you a quick overview. Now my voice might be a little bit echoey because this is not a staged home. So right here, you have your door coming in from the garage, right by the front door. You have a small entryway right here. You're not wasting a lot of space on a big long hallway, but you do have that sense of, you know, you're entering the home. Over here, right by the front door, there is a bedroom in the front of the house. I like this carpeting too, by the way. It feels good on the feet. It feels like a good quality. And this front bedroom looks out to the front of the house, and it's just kind of private. So if you have guests or you kind of want your kids to have their own space, that's a good option. You also have a closet over here, a coat closet, and then you have this bathroom down here. It is a full bathroom. And then I think that is gonna be your guest bathroom too as well. Your laundry room, first floor. I really like this layout here. There's a lot of counter space. You have your gas range, Whirlpool appliances, and then you have this space over here next to where your fridge is gonna go. So an extra space, if you have a coffee maker or if you just have a lot of appliances, you get quite a bit of cabinet space in here. And then over here, this little nook over here, lots of room there for a dining table. That is not a small area. All right, let's check out the primary bedroom. Like I said, it's on the first floor, and this is really large. Now, one thing that you may not like, I'm guessing, is the shower. It's just a real basic shower that you'd put a shower curtain on. I've remodeled a home before where we just put on the sliding doors. It's not a huge project to do. But I really like this closet. It is roomy, lots of potential in here. I even like, this little corner here where the stairs are. It's just kind of a little bit of character. I just think it's kind of cute. Let's go upstairs, and as we do, I will remind you that if you want to see some model homes, take your realtor, hopefully that's me, because they're probably going to want to register you. And if you do that, if you buy a home with them, they're not going to allow you to be represented. We get paid by the builder or the seller, so it doesn't cost you anything to have us with you on that first visit. And I'm going to be working to negotiate deals for you. I will help you explore communities that are similar in your price point, in their area you're interested in. All right, coming down here, you have 2 bedrooms. Again, the carpeting feels like just a nice quality on my feet. Other bedroom is very similar. Both have standard size closets. Plus you have this extra little closet here. And you know, a decently roomy bathroom upstairs. I'm happy it has the double sinks. And this flex space out here, it's just a really great space for your kids to come up here. So they can get some space, you can get some quiet. Before we head over to the model home, let's take a look at this lot. Now, here's kind of the one bigger downside I see with getting a new construction home is that you're gonna pay for the backyard landscaping out of pocket in most cases, but this is a big lot. Plenty of space for a large pool or whatever else you want to do back here. And you can see that this patio is shaded so you can enjoy your backyard. You can see these mountains in the distance. Those are the Superstition Mountains, a really beautiful range. And this is just a real family-friendly neighborhood, lots of young families moving in here. I think it'd be great also for retired people who maybe don't like to be in so much of the hustle and bustle of a big city. Or maybe you're one of those people who has one of the high-tech jobs that's coming to the area. I can see this being a good neighborhood for a variety of people. This model home right behind me is the one that they have open currently. It is their Carolina floor plan. It's a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom house with a 2-car garage. Square footage on this one is 1,536 square feet, and pricing on this one out the door is going to be around the mid-400s. This floor plan is very compact. Here's your 2-car garage. Now, actually the front porch is larger than I would expect, so that's really nice. You can make this front porch cozy, decorate it for the holidays, enjoy going out there when it's a rainy day, watching the rain. When you first come in here, you have just this little corner over here where you will find your coat closet. Now they have their internet hookup in here as well. A lot of times that's in the laundry room, but they put it in their coat closet. So you have a bit of a hallway here before you get into the living area. You will find your laundry room and then also the entrance to the garage. And then this is kind of it's open concept, but it's kind of small. I can see this house being great as a starter home, maybe a second home, a home for a smaller family, someone who just likes to live simply, doesn't need a lot of space. But it's still very open, which is great. Also, a good amount of windows, plus these slider doors that brings in some extra light. You don't see the pantry from here, but I will show it to you in just a second. You have Whirlpool appliances. And then over here is where you're gonna find that pantry. And not a bad size. You could add an extra shelf or two there on the top, make it a little bit more usable. Now, I feel like when you have a home that's a little bit smaller, let's say you have younger kids, decorating can really make a huge difference in making a small space just seem really more cozy. Now actually this bedroom right here isn't a bad size at all. I've seen smaller secondary bedrooms for sure, but just the decorating touches that they do with the lampshade and the wallpaper that they put over here. Maybe this is what you can afford. You'd like a larger house, but this is your price range. I would just encourage you to really add some personal touches like this. And then in this bedroom, I just thought this wallpaper was adorable. They have these wooden bats hanging on the wall and this sports theme. And it's just such a cute bedroom. So I think any kid would be really excited to move into that sort of a bedroom. Also, very conveniently located here. You have your double sinks and your shower bathtub. So both kids can get their own sink. That's also gonna be your guest bathroom. And you can see they have good lighting in here. Can lighting throughout this entire space. And let's check out the primary bedroom right over here. It's actually a pretty good sized bedroom. I almost would rather use some of this bedroom space like in the closet or bathroom or something, because this really is a good size bedroom considering the overall square footage of the house. You have your double sinks, some extra storage right here on this wall. That's really helpful. And you can use that for, you know, your towels and things like that, obviously. But you could also put some doors on there, add some more shelves. You could store clothes or shoes in there. And then you have your closet right over here. And it goes kind of around this little corner back here. Let's go ahead and take a quick look outside in the backyard. In almost all cases, when you buy a new construction home, your backyard will be a dirt lot. So it's kind of fun to dream and get ideas for what you might want to do. Artificial turf, you're gonna see that in a lot of these model homes and new homes because it's just so convenient and popular. And then these pavers are nice. A low maintenance option, you know, if something spills, if something gets cracked, really easy to replace a paver. And then you can see the back of this house. It's cute. Right now I'm standing in front of their main clubhouse, which has Monday through Friday hours. It's closed here since I'm on a Saturday. But this is basically like a little hangout. You could use it for gatherings, and it's really a large space. This whole area has some of the main amenities, so let's look around. They have a generous sized parking lot here by the clubhouse for all of their residents, so you're not going to have to be fighting over parking spaces. And this is one of the more impressive swimming pools I've seen. Now today, it is a warm Saturday, Arizona day, but we have some cloud cover, and that's not really all that common. So it's the perfect day to get out, swim, since it's a hot day, but you're not getting as much of that intense sun today. So the pool is packed today, packed. You can see kids enjoying themselves, playing with each other, families out here. There's some covered cabanas, a shaded area over in the distance with some grills, and of course they have the bathrooms and showers. So you can see this is a large swimming pool and very active. Right over here, we are going to take a look at a splash pad plus an amazing playground. So right next to that enormous swimming pool, they have one of the most fun splash pads I have ever seen. It looks kind of futuristic, but what an awesome place to take the kids out to play, meet some of your neighbors, have some play dates. And right on the other side of that splash pad and the swimming pool, we have an impressive playground. Of course, you have your slides, but then you have this monster of a play structure. I mean, there's a lot of height to this, so I think the kids are gonna feel like daredevils climbing up this high, but they have it all, you know, with safety measures. There's a smaller one over here for the littler kids. And then if you can see out in the distance, you have some views of the Superstition Mountains, trails. If you like to walk your dog, if you like to go out with the family on a walk, great place to do it here. And then look at this covered ramada. You can see someone's having their 5th birthday party. So great place to come out and make use of the amenities here. Right next to this ramada, they also have cornhole built in. Now, aside from this main hub for amenities, they're gonna have 12 other parks. So throughout this area, you are gonna find more places to go and have fun with your family. Let's talk a little more about that homeowners association fee. $90 a month and you get tons of really impressive amenities. Once they build out this entire community, they're gonna have about 12 parks and an additional clubhouse, at least one, in another phase. So there's gonna be a lot of different activities and parks and things for you to do here. Now, something extra to remember is that they do have a CDF tax, and basically when you're building a really big community like Eastmark or Blossom Rock or Radiance, they are adding on an annual tax for the development of that community. Now, if you're gonna add that tax on to the HOA, really it ends up being around $250 a month here that you're paying for the development of the community and all of the amenities. You are getting a lot for that amount. So if you are a family and you like to go swimming and go to the parks and meet your neighbors and all those things, it really can be worth it. This adorable quick move-in home behind me is their most popular floor plan here. It is called the Sarro floor plan. It is 2,262 square feet, 4 bedrooms, 3 full bathrooms, plus a den, and this one is going to be priced around $528 out the door price, everything included except for that backyard. What I love about this is that that den has a closet, so if you need a 5th bedroom, you can put a door on that and turn it into an extra bedroom, or just when you want to resell your home, having it listed as a 5-bedroom house can be advantageous. So something to think about. Let's go inside and take a look. This one does have a 2-car garage. It's a little bit longer. All of these homes seem to have garages that are a little bit longer, so you have a little bit of extra room in there if you have a large car or truck. One thing that you'll notice when we go into spec homes is that typically you're not going to see can lighting in the bedrooms. I'll show you what I mean here in just a second. So coming in the house, like a lot of floor plans today, it's really popular to have 2 bedrooms and a full bathroom as soon as you walk in the front door. So as you can see on the ceiling here, they have it pre-wired here in the middle so that you can put in a ceiling fan, which of course is going to also have a light. And if you want to put in can lighting, you can just hire an electrician. It's really not that difficult of a job. Right over here, you see this vent? That is to allow airflow from the bedrooms into other rooms so that, you know, you're not having doors slam when someone is opening the garage door or front door. There are other builders who choose to put those vents on the ceiling. I kind of prefer that, but you know, not a big deal. All right, let's back up here. This is where you're going to come in from that garage. You also have this full bathroom right here, and then a little hallway where you're going to have your laundry room. Plus, you have this extra bedroom down here. So this bedroom is kind of tucked away and quiet. And everybody just kind of gets their own space in this house, even though the square footage it's not huge. I think it feels bigger than you may imagine. Now here's that open living space. We're gonna take a look outside at the lot size here in a second, but this is what I'm talking about. Here's where your den is. You could put in a door right here. And then this is basically a bedroom size room. So it would be not hard to turn this into a bedroom if you need it, or if you just want to be able to advertise it as a 5-bedroom when you go to list your home for sale someday. This is where you're gonna put your dining table. And you do have a gas range. I love that, most people prefer it. Nice choice here on the countertops and the large sink. And then you have this little spot over here, probably for your coffee maker or whatnot. A good sized living space as well. You'll notice there is can lighting on here. I didn't turn it on. And the primary bedroom. Now, the actual bathroom is pretty spacious, but the bedroom here itself, I would say it's just average. If you want a really large area for your primary bedroom, you probably wouldn't like this one. Now, the floors are filthy because they're still working in here. They always have a couple cleanings before you close on the house. Now this was interesting too. They have this area over here for linens, which makes sense. There's a towel bar. So it seems like that's where you'd want to put your towels and things like that. But then they also have this closet over here. So what do you want to use that one for? I can imagine maybe using it to store your bags and maybe some shoes or jewelry. And then you have a nice size closet in here. Now, honestly, I suppose I would rather have a big closet like this than a bigger area for sleeping. So I can see what they were doing. So going outside here, this spec home has a lot that is a little smaller than the first spec home that we saw. Now, the first one was a 2-story home. So that might have something to do with it, a little bit of a smaller footprint on the 2-story home, because it is vertical. But this is not a bad size yard. As a matter of fact, I feel like it's just about perfect. You can do whatever you want to back here, but not have too much to maintain. And again, you have that shaded patio to enjoy. If you are thinking about moving to the Phoenix area, it really is never too early to start planning ahead. Whether you are thinking of moving in years, months, or weeks, here is my information. Make sure you reach out. It's really the only way that we can connect so that I can help you find your next home right here in sunny Arizona. I hope to hear from you soon.